If you're a history enthusiast or survivalist, today's journey will take you deep into the subtle ways governments shaped what people ate, without ever saying calories. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to Iron Age Instincts so you won't miss these rare insights into how survival, scarcity and policy intertwined across centuries. This is a story of power, necessity and ingenuity, a guide not just for historians, but for anyone curious about human resilience in times of scarcity. Governments have long understood that controlling food was a form of control over the population, but overtly rationing calories could be politically risky. So they developed indirect strategies, tools hidden in plain sight, that shaped diets, portion sizes and nutrient intake without ever appearing as rationing programs. During World War I and II, for instance, authorities in Europe didn't hand out calorie guides. Instead, they issued recipes emphasizing potatoes and cabbage while discouraging meat and sugar. The result was a population whose caloric intake was subtly steered by menu suggestions, pricing strategies and availability, often without realizing it. For modern historians, these measures are fascinating because they reveal the invisible hand governments exercised over everyday survival. Governments controlled food quality to manage consumption, not just quantity. By regulating which foods were affordable and widely available, authorities nudged people towards staple diets. In Britain, during the Blitz, rationing wasn't just about limiting meat or sugar. Officials ensured bread, margarine and powdered milk were consistently available, steering the population toward reliable sources of energy. By standardizing certain foods, governments guaranteed that caloric intake was consistent across socio-economic classes, even under extreme scarcity. Today, you can apply this understanding practically by observing how modern policies, like subsidized school meals or fuel-efficient food packaging, echo these historical methods, shaping what and how we eat without explicitly saying so. Another powerful tool was portion control through pricing and taxation. Governments often taxed luxuries, sweets, meats or imported delicacies, making them inaccessible to the general public while keeping staples cheap. In France, during the Napoleonic Wars, sugar became a luxury commodity while potatoes were heavily promoted. The result? The average citizen consumed fewer discretionary calories without any official calorie counting. For anyone studying survival or historical diets, this demonstrates how economic levers can dictate energy intake. On a personal level, understanding these strategies can inform modern survival planning, especially when considering food storage, bartering, or even managing household budgets in times of scarcity. Governments also used food substitutions to maintain population energy levels. When imported goods were cut off, local substitutes were encouraged. During World War II, Germany replaced coffee with roasted acorns or chicory. The message wasn't consume fewer calories, it was consume what we provide. This approach maintained morale while controlling energy intake without triggering panic. If you're a survivalist looking to emulate these strategies, learning to adapt local substitutes during shortages can be life-saving. Staples can be stretched, and less familiar foods can be made palatable, extending supplies while maintaining nutritional balance. Propaganda and education played a surprisingly central role. Governments produced cookbooks, pamphlets and radio programs to subtly shape eating behavior. In the United States, during both World Wars, victory gardens were promoted not just for patriotic reasons, but also to reduce dependency on commercial food sources. Citizens were instructed to grow vegetables and preserve produce, ensuring access to nutrient-dense foods, while industrial rations focused on essential calories. From a practical standpoint, this teaches us that knowledge is a survival tool. Growing your own food or understanding historical meal planning can help modern enthusiasts and preppers manage both scarcity and nutritional needs effectively. Interestingly, governments even influenced the timing of consumption. In some European cities, under strict wartime rationing, lunch was encouraged at noon and dinner before evening curfews. These schedules weren't about politeness. They regulated energy expenditure and controlled caloric intake indirectly. For historians, this highlights how intertwined policy and daily life were, even down to when a meal was eaten. Survivalists today can use this insight by considering timing in modern rationing or emergency preparedness, understanding that when you eat can be just as important as what you eat. Finally, governments monitored food wastage as a covert control measure. Strict penalties for discarding food or over-consuming perishable items ensured that energy wasn't lost in households. Rules governing portion sizes, storage, and even leftovers created an environment where the population consumed efficiently. For modern survival enthusiasts, replicating such discipline can prevent waste in long-term food storage or prepper strategies, maintaining a stable energy supply without needing modern conveniences. Studying how governments controlled calories without ever using the word offers more than historical curiosity. It provides a blueprint for survival thinking, diet adaptation, and understanding human behavior under constraint. By analyzing these strategies, we gain insight into the invisible frameworks that shape society, from rationing and taxation to propaganda and substitution. Applying these lessons today can help you optimize resources, prepare for shortages, and appreciate the ingenuity of past societies. If you found this guide valuable, make sure to subscribe to Iron Age Instincts for more deep dives into history's hidden survival lessons. Share this video with fellow history buffs and survival enthusiasts so they can uncover the unseen strategies that once controlled entire populations. Every like, comment, and subscription helps us continue bringing these stories to light.